The first reports we're going to run are some basic traffic reports. But before we run them, let's talk a little bit about what these metrics are and how we use them. 3 of the most popular metrics are page views, visits, and visitors. If you already fully understand what these are and how they differ, just fast forward to the next section. If not, let's talk. You should be able to explain the difference between these metrics by the time we're done. Let's discuss page views first. On every page that is tracked, there's a little snippet of JavaScript code. We don't need to go into the specifics of that code right now, but it's important for you to know that it's there. When your page is loaded into a browser, that code is triggered and it collects data and sends it to Adobe to be processed and then delivered to you in Site Catalyst. A page view is counted every time a page that you're tracking is loaded into that browser and that code is triggered. This means that if 5 visitors each loaded that page in their browser, you would have 5 page views for that page. It also means that if one visitor hit the refresh button 5 times, that page would have 5 page views. Likewise, if a visitor visited a page, moved to another page, and then came back to that original page, you would have 2 page views for that original page. So to review, a page view is just counting the number of times a page is loaded in the browser. Now let's talk about visits. Visits represent the number of individual sessions initiated by all visitors to your site. In other words, the number of times visitors enter and then exited your site. These visits could be for one page, for instance, they visited your homepage and left, or multiple pages long. There is one important thing you should know about visits. If a visitor is inactive on your site for 30 minutes or more, the visit is considered ended. This means if someone entered your site, visited a few pages, and left their computer to walk the dog, put the kids to bed, bake a cake, or even just spent more than 30 minutes reading the content on that page, the visit is considered over. A new visit will be counted when they continue browsing. The current page will be considered the exit page, and the next page they browse to will be the new entry page of the new visit. We'll talk more about entry and exit pages later when we discuss pathing, but on occasion you'll see random entry pages and you'll wonder, how the heck did someone enter our site from that page? Often the answer is that they didn't, but that they were counted as entering that page because of this 30-minute rule. So to review, a page view is counted every time a page is loaded in a browser, and a visit is counted when a visitor enters your site and then exits. This means a visit can have multiple page views. Now let's talk about visitors. Visitors are the number of individual users who visit your site. For example, if I visit your site, I'm a visitor. I may make multiple visits, and each visit might have multiple page views, but I'm still just one visitor. We usually talk about visitors in terms of their uniqueness by time frame. In the reports, you'll see that we can run reports on hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and even yearly visitors. Let's go over what this means and its connection to visits, because I've seen this mess people up in the past. To keep the math simple, let's say I visit your site twice a week. If you were to run a daily unique visitor report for the day that I visited, it would count me once. It would also count one visit in the visitor report. If you were to run a weekly unique visitor report, it would count me once. I can, by definition, only be unique to your site once. But if you ran a visits report for that week, you would see 2 visits. If you ran a visits report for the month, I would be counted for 8 visits. But if you ran a monthly unique visitors report, how many times would I be counted? Once. Because again, despite how many visits to your site I make, there's still just one me. So to recap, page views are the number of times a page is loaded in your browser, visits are the number of times a visitor enters and exits your site, and visitors are the number of individuals who visit your site. These are all very popular metrics, and as we dig deeper over the training, I hope you'll realize that man can't live on page views alone, or any one metric. Each of these mean more in the context of your site, and even more in relation to each other. Now that we've covered this, let's look at the 3 reports in your report suite and see what the data looks like.